So in this video, we will learn how to create HelloSign signature log in Google Sheet. Now suppose guys you are using HelloSign to send your documents to your clients and get it signed. So you want whenever a customer signs a document in HelloSign guys, you want to add those newly signed document details into a Google Sheet as a new row. Now guys, the manual process is very much repetitive and time consuming of getting the signed document data from HelloSign and adding it into Google Sheet. So in this video, we are going to set up a simple automation to completely automate this process. Now how you can do it? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on the Pabbly Connect dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get the free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. So here in this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give your workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as HelloSign to Google Sheets. HelloSign to Google Sheets. And then just click on Create. Now we can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and the second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here is, first, using HelloSign, we are sending some documents for signature to some of our users or clients. So first what we have to do, we have to get the details or the data of documents which are signed by the user inside Pabbly Connect. Then after that, using Pabbly Connect, we will set up this automation workflow to send those newly signed document details, their data, to Google Sheet. So to begin with, here in trigger window, in choose app, we have to search for HelloSign. Select HelloSign over here. And after that, in trigger event from the drop-down, we can see 3 different trigger events: webhook configurations, signature request declined, and signature request signed. So if you want to get the details or the data of signed request, you can select this action event. But for this, you need to have a paid HelloSign API plan. Right now, I'm just using a free account in this video, so that's why I'm selecting webhook configuration as a trigger event. So to try and test this automation, you can also use that, or you can directly use signature request signed as the trigger event. After selecting our trigger event, we just have to click on connect and we have to connect our HelloSign account. Just click on this add new connection, and to connect our HelloSign account with Pabbly Connect, we have to enter 2 basic things. First one is the API key of our HelloSign account, and second thing is the password. Now here guys, how you are going to get the API key? Just follow the instruction given in the help text below over here. So just go to your HelloSign account. From the left side, go to this integration section. Then after that, here just click on this API option and then click on this generate key button. Give your API key a name. For example, I'll name it as Pabbly and click on generate key. Now you can see that our API key has been generated of your HelloSign account. Just copy this API key from here, go to Pabbly Connect's connection window and paste it over here. After that, you have to enter the password, the sign-in password of your HelloSign account. Let me enter my password. And after this, just click on save. And now we can see that our HelloSign account gets connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, here is an important note which says you can filter a specific event by the value of the event type field of response data. Example like this. So what it is guys, the webhook configuration, particularly this trigger event, gets the data of all the events. Any event happening in our HelloSign account, it will get the data of all of those events. But if you want to set up your automation workflow for some particular use case, like we are doing in this video, that we want to get the data or we want to add the data of signature request signed. The documents which are signed, we want to only add that data into Google Sheet. For that, we have to use a feature of Pabbly Connect named as filter. Now guys, how it works we will see in this video, but first let's hit on this save and send test request button. And now it has changed to waiting for response, which means Pabbly Connect is waiting to get some data, some response from HelloSign. Now guys, here in my HelloSign account, I have already sent a document to a user. So this is a test document which I have sent and it is pending for signature. So I have sent this document and here in that user's account, you can see the document is received. Now let's sign this document and capture the response. So whenever a user will open this document and then the user will sign this document, like we have this document over here, click to sign. Let's sign this document. Okay, so this is just a dummy signature. Let's click on insert and the document is signed and click on continue. I agree. And that is it. The document is been signed by the user to whom we send. Now, whenever a user will sign this document, Pabbly Connect will get the response or the data of that signed document. So here in Pabbly Connect, it was showing us waiting for webhook response, but now we have received some response. And in this response, we will see that these are the details of the response. So we have the name of the document, that for which document we have received the response. We have that document signing URL. Then we have the status code, that the document has been signed. Then we have the name of the user to whom we have sent the document. So this was the name of the user to whom we have sent, and this was the email address. The same name and email address you will see, which we have entered over here while sending the document. After this, guys, after all of these details, we will get the signature ID. We have the timestamp that at what date and time this document was signed. Then we will scroll down and we will get a response of the document's original name and other details as well. Also, as it was written in this important text, we have a event type, and the event type is signature underscore request underscore signed. So as I told you, this particular trigger event of webhook configuration will get the data for all of these events. But we only want to add the data or the response or the details of the event of document sign. So that's why we have to add a filter over here. So we are going to add a filter on this response, that if we get the response like this, like if we get the response of signature request signed, then only this automation workflow will be executed further. So we are getting data from DocuSign for each and every event, but we are only adding the signed document details into Google Sheet using this automation. If you have some other use case, like if you want to add the data of sent document or viewed document or some other document or some other event, you can set the filter according to that. And if you don't want to add any kind of filter, you just want to add the data of every event, you can also set up the workflow without the filter. Now guys, we have successfully completed the step 1. Now let's move to step 2 and add a filter. How we are going to add a filter? For that, we will scroll down and come to our action window. And here in choose app, we will search for this feature of Pabbly Connect, and that is filter. Just select filter. Then after selecting filter, here in select label in the drop down, all the responses which we have received from HelloSign can be seen over here. Here are all the responses. So out of all of these responses, we have to search for the response of the event. So let's search for it. Okay, so this is the response of the event. Just a second. JSON event type. So this is the response of the event, and we are adding the filter, the condition on this event. So we want that if the response in this event is equals to signed. So we want to get the data or the response of this particular event. So this is the name of this particular event. Whenever a user will sign the document and we will get the data of a signed document, in this response, we will get this value, signature underscore request underscore signed. So just copy this and then paste it over here. So in this way, we are adding this condition, we are adding this filter that whenever this response, the response in this label is equals to this, then only this automation workflow will be executed. Let's click on save and send test request, and it is giving us the condition, that condition is true, because we have received this response over here. So in this way, guys, we have successfully ensured that we add the data of only signed document. After all of this, let's send this data one by one to Google Sheet. But before that, we also wanted to add the date and time, that at what date and time the user has signed the document. So we have the timestamp of the signed date and time. But we have to get the date and time in a normal readable format of day, month, and years. For that, we are going to use another feature of Pabbly Connect, and that is date time formatter. For that, we will just scroll down, click on this add action step button, and here's just search for date time formatter. Just select it. After that, in action event from the drop down, select format date only. Click on connect. Then the first thing it asks us is the date, that what is the date or what is the time which you want to change, whose format you want to convert. So we have this response of date and time. Now what we have to do, we have to actually map this response of signed date time, this timestamp response over here. So the process of mapping, guys, is very simple. Simply click on this field, and here in the drop down below, we can see the responses of previous two fields. So from the responses of HelloSign, select the response of the signed date, the date and time. So we have to change the format of this timestamp, so we have mapped it. Then it is asking us from format, that in which format this date and time is present right now. So here in the drop down, we can see several different formats, but we have to select this format of timestamp. And then here we have to select two format, that in which format we want to change it. So in the drop down below, you can select your desired format. I want the date and time in this format. That's why I have selected this. And then just click on Save and Send Test Request. So after clicking on Save and Send Test Request, we have received the exact date and time, that at what date and time in a readable format, that in what date and time the customer, the user has signed the document. Now finally guys, let's send this data to Google Sheet. Now to add the Google Sheets tab, just click on this Add Actions tab button, and here in Choose App, search for Google Sheets. Select Google Sheets. Then in Action Event from the drop-down, select Add New Row. Click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Sheets account. So just click on this Connect with Google Sheets button, select your Google Sheet account, and after that, just scroll down and click on Continue. And that is it. We have successfully connected our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect, the same account in which we have our Google Sheet, in which we want to add this new signed document details. After making the connection, the first thing it asks us is to select the spreadsheet. So in the drop-down below, we can see a list of all the spreadsheets present in our Google Sheets account can be seen over here. So out of all of the spreadsheet, signed document is the name of the spreadsheet in which I want to add this data. So we have to select the same spreadsheet over here. After selecting the spreadsheet, we have to select the sheet. But right now in this spreadsheet, I have only one sheet named as Sheet 1. That's why here in dropdown, we can only see Sheet 1. After that, all the column of data which you have created in Google Sheet can be seen over here as fields. We have signer name, signer email, document name, and date. The 4 columns of data which I have created in my Google Sheet, we can see all of those data or all of those fields inside Pabbly Connect. So the data which we have received from HelloSign of a new signature, we have to one by one map that same data over here in these fields. So first field is of signer name. So from HelloSign, we have received the name of the person who has signed the document, or to whom we have sent the document. That is, this is the name. And now we have to map the same response of name over here. And as we all saw, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field, and in the drop down below, from the responses of HelloSign, we have to select the name of the person. This is the name. Just select it and it will be mapped. Follow the same process of other fields for other fields of data as well. Map the email address from the drop down. After that, we have to map the document name. So here we have the original name of the document as well in the response, original title. Map it. And then the date. So we have received the timestamp of date time from the HelloSign, but using a feature of Pabbly Connect, that is date time formatter, we have converted that timestamp into a readable date format. So we will just click here, and from the responses of date time formatter, we will select this response of that signed date and time. And after mapping all of these details, just hit on Save and Send Test Request. Now guys, basically in this video, I have just used these 4 fields. I have added the data of these 4 fields only. But if you want, you can create multiple fields into your Google Sheet and keep on adding the data, keep on mapping the data in those fields as well. Now after clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here we have received a response, and this response seems to be a very positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, basically the details of newly signed document which we have received, is now successfully added as a new row into a Google Sheet. So let's check it. We will go to a Google Sheet, and yes guys, here you can see that the same data, the same user who has signed the document, their email address, the name of the document which has been signed, and the date and time, that at what date and time this document was signed. The same details, the same data can be seen over here as a new row into a Google Sheet. This means the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. Now every time guys, a new document will be signed. Whenever we will send a new document using HelloSign, and that document will be signed by the user, automatically Pabbly Connect will receive the response, and this automation workflow will be triggered, and we will add that newly signed details documents data over here as a new row into a Google Sheet. So after setting up this automation guys, let's test this automation once in real time. Let me send another document using HelloSign. So we will just go to home page. Let me upload the same document. For example, let's upload this document which we had. Open this document. Now this time guys, we are going to send this document to some other user, some new user. but with basically the same email address. Let's enter the signer name as test user. So this is the signer name, and let's enter the same email address once again. Okay, let's hit submit. And let's add the signature field in this document. For example, I'm adding it over here. Click on next. And no, I don't want to send anything. Document title, real time test. So this is the name of the document, that is real time test. Just keep this in mind while checking this data into Google Sheet. And yes, just now we have sent another email, another document from HelloSign. Now we will just have to sign this document. We just have to check our mail, and yes, here we have received this document. Let's click on this review and sign button. And let's sign this demo document as well. Click to sign, insert it, and continue. So just now we have signed another document with the name of a test user. Now after all of this, guys, what we have to do, we just have to check our Google Sheet. And yes, as the document is signed, instantly we can see that a new row of data is added into a Google Sheet. We have the test user, the same user who has signed the document, to whom we have sent the document. We have their email address. We have the name of the document which we sent. So we have this time we have entered the name as real-time test, and we can see the same name. And also the date and time, that at what date and time this document is signed. And this date and time is present in UTC time format. So using the action step of date time formatter as format date with time zone, as you can see, you can also change the time zone of this date and time or response as well. So guys, after testing this automation in real time, we saw that it is working perfectly fine in real time, and that too instantly. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free. Because Pabbly Connect offers a forever free plan. And in this plan, you will get few free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestions, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.